Yeah, I want to talk about the burden of the front line
Hmm.
in what you do. Your staff absorbs the stress,
Hmm.
the complaints, and anxieties of highly demanding people every single day. Burnout in hospitality is brutal. How do you, as the GM, protect your staff's mental health when a VIP decides to take a bad business deal out on the server?
It depends on the situation. I just had one happen last week, and one of our members were really nasty to our chef. It was a simple issue. It's not an issue. It happens in restaurants. We had a prime rib night, and everyone came in and wanted prime rib. No one made reservations. So when we have special nights, we ask our members to make reservations so we can plan accordingly.
Right.
I'm not going to cook 3 pieces of prime rib and no one shows up. No one made reservations and everyone showed up and wanted prime rib. So we sold out.
How many people showed up? About
Probably 30 people had prime rib. So this gentleman sat at 5:30, asked the server, "Do you have prime rib tonight?" "Yes, we do." He ordered at 7:30. We're sold out. So he went nuts. And to the point that other members emailed me saying that that's unacceptable. One of the members got involved with them and they got into a really bad argument. This member has been a member since 1999.
wow.
I'll kick him out. I'll kick him out.
You basically run a democracy in a
Hmm.
sense, very democratic, where it's kind of like, okay, listen, you're all my children. I treat you and love you all the same.
Yes.
For the members, they're your
Yeah.
customers, but the customer is not always right.
No.
Not really. You have to put your foot down sometimes.
Yeah, but the difference between a good manager and a not so good manager, or a good staff member and a not so good staff member, is you need to understand that our job is to create an experience for them. So I've had plenty of times as a server where someone walks into the restaurant and they're like miserable. Most servers will become reactive right away. Who are you to talk to me like that? I'm like, what's happening today? Did he lose someone? Did he lose his job? My job, the way I see it, is to turn that situation around,
Right.
where he's going to leave the restaurant saying, "Thank you. You have no idea how you helped me today." And I've done that many times. But that's why I say, if you're reactive, you lose the opportunity to do that for someone,
Right.
right? So I try to when I train the staff, I try to teach them how to listen. Because a lot of, especially servers are the front line, and
Yeah.
they make or break a deal for a restaurant, for a club, for a hotel, right? Hotels are different. For me, the most important person is the bellman. As soon as you walk in, if you have a rock star bellman, you're in good hands. If you have a bad experience at the door, by the time you get to the front desk, we're in recovery mode.
Yeah.
So I have these philosophies, right? But I always tell my staff, I am the GM. My position is just a status. We're here to work together.
I love that.
Yeah. And I give them freedom. Everyone on my team has freedom. I think, since I got there to today, we've had a increase in member engagement. We've had issues in the past where the food was up and down. Food is really consistent. Everyone loves the chef. The chef is a great guy.
Yeah.
My team is amazing. And people, you're doing a good job. I said, no. My team is doing a good job. The difference is I empower them to do it. My job is to manage them and hang out with the members.
And make sure they shine. You do have a really respectful approach.
Correct.
As you said, you're humble. You understand there's no I in team, of course, and I'll just say, as a consumer and patron, not just of Tarot Club, because as you know, I used to be part of Tarot Club, but we're the same person, and we go to these different hotels, we go to these different restaurants, and I'm somebody who's really introspective, and I also like pay attention, and it's incredible the contrast, how stark the contrast is.
Yes.
Where you go to different places, I go, why is that server or why is that bellhop like they don't care about their job or they're not in, I know the answer, they're either going through something or the training is just not
Yeah.
proper, or this business just hired them because they can't get enough people. There's many different reasons.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not an easy industry. It's hard to find good people. And, I, but independently, you look at Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, they all have standards and they all find ways to keep those standards up. So if one person can do it, anyone can do it. So I tell my team, there's no excuses.
Yeah.
And we make mistakes. And sometimes it hurts me because I care, right? You put so much effort in. It's not training. I believe in culture. I want to create a culture that everyone understands why they act a certain way. I want my team to understand the needs of the member so they can be proactive. And, I think culture and experience are the two main, the most important things in any hospitality business.
So how do you personally handle that at work when somebody is when you have a situation where the team made mistakes, maybe you made a mistake, a collective mistake. You guys are all a team. You don't get pissed, obviously, based on what you're telling me about yourself. But do you take it home? Do you really like overanalyze it too much? Do you lose sleep over it, or you let things go easily?
No, I don't lose sleep over it unless I made the mistake.
Then you lose sleep over it.
Yeah. I don't believe in yelling and putting people down.
Yeah.
I do believe in showing them why I don't agree with it. So if something happens and it's an issue, I'll tell them, this is why I don't want you to do this.
It just makes me think, because you had such a good childhood, like you said, so you sort of approach it like your good parents did. You're sort of like this very introspective parent to your team, where you say, well, you know what, we should have done it this way. Don't worry about it. We'll be great next time. But why don't you try it like this? Let's see what we can do. And you're sort of very patient. You're managing and you're overseeing. But you're also somebody, I can tell, right, where, like you said earlier, you put your foot down when you need to. You're not just like this super nice guy that people could just walk all over.
Correct.
You have the proper balance, which is why you're good for these roles.
It's happened where they don't understand. I say this, look, I don't confuse being nice to being weak, right? And it has worked against me before, right? But in the end, all of the teams that I work with, they learn to respect me because they see that I have their best interest in mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't agree with everything I do. And that's the other thing I tell them is I don't mind being wrong. So sometimes I'm going to ask you to do something that you may not agree. I'm okay with it.
If you enjoyed this Key Moments segment and got value from this conversation and want to watch more Key Moments segments just like it, go ahead and click right here. And if you want to watch the entire episode, go ahead and click right here. And do me a huge favor, check to see if you're subscribed to the channel Point of Departure. I appreciate you.